So you saw the title and you're probably wondering, how on earth does a cartoon show about magical ponies possibly help you stay motivated in real life? Well, it's a little bit more simple than you may think. And ever since I discovered this show back in 2021, I have been much more motivated in my everyday life. And it can be the most basic things, like being more motivated to wake up in the morning, or go to the grocery store, or just, do my normal everyday 9 to 5 job. Back in 2021, I was in a pretty rough place. I talked a little bit about this in some previous videos, and 2021 was a really hard year for me personally. I was going through a lot of changes. I was currently moving to a new place that I didn't know anyone there, was doing a job I had no idea how to do. I was separated from my family, and I had to really start from the ground up. It was kind of like I was just placed in a random spot, and I just had to focus my time on something. I had to focus my energy to get myself out of that deep spot where I was at. I was struggling mentally. I didn't have a clear path of what I wanted to do. One night I was scrolling on Reddit and a post came up talking about My Little Pony. And I always knew this fandom existed. I always knew bronies were a thing. I was like, that's, whatever. Some people like magical ponies. I don't see what's the harm in that. Everyone has their own hobbies. I didn't really judge that much. Now, it got my curiosity going. I was really interested in what this fandom was all about. And it got me more curious. So I'm like, you know what? What do I have to lose? You only live once. So I quickly pulled it up on YouTube, watched a few episodes, and well, the rest was history. When I originally found the fandom and the show itself, it really clicked something for me in my brain. And I don't really know an exact word to really describe it, but it was just like a switch flipped for me. It was really the turning point of me, because although it was an outlet and I could focus my time on, something else that wasn't, boring everyday life and, struggles that I had to deal with at the time that I still deal with, it provided me an escape of sorts, I guess you could say, of wanting to put my effort and time into something that for once I was really passionate about, for first time in my life for a while, that I kind of wanted to contribute towards, something that I wanted to be a part of. Now, the motivation aspect of it has really helped me in more areas of my life, whether that be going to my normal job, whether that be interacting with people. And of course, MLP, this is just a small example. This could be, something entirely different for someone else. Maybe it could be a type of sport, a movie, another TV show. Something to just focus your time and effort on that's not a part of your everyday life. And what I mean by that is something that you can put on in the background. You want to be completely relaxed. Something to just take your mind away from things for a bit. And that's what MLP is for me, and it still is. So I want to ask you, whoever's watching this video, what is your outlet? What is something that keeps you motivated? Is it your friends, your family? Maybe it's a sport, a favorite actor, a musician. It can be anything, really. What is that for you? What keeps you motivated to keep going in life? What keeps you motivated to wake up every morning and wanting to face the day? And I use MLP because, it can be, the laughing stock for a lot of people. I've kind of just accepted that. But it really goes to show something as small as a cartoon about, well, talking magical ponies can be so eye-opening for something that can really help you. And as someone, who has struggled with motivation, it's kind of crazy how something so small can really help in that aspect and help me. And truth be told, if I never really discovered MLP as a whole, the fandom, whatnot, everything, I'm not sure I'd have the same mindset as I do now of how I look at things, how I interact with people. It's really helped me in a lot of aspects of life that, well, this video would be too long if I talked about everything, but the biggest thing I've taken away from it is just being more motivated. Everyone has hard days. I know I do. And, when I'm having a rough day, I just remember where I started, how this fandom has helped me in more ways than I can even, say. You have to remember what motivates you. You have to keep motivated and you have to keep going no matter how hard life gets. So long story short, even the smallest things can keep you motivated. But sometimes it will happen in the most unexpected ways, whether that be a cartoon, whether that be family, whether that be something you never thought you would be a part of. That could be your motivational factor that'll help you. Just remember to keep going no matter what, because someone out there is watching you, wanting you to continue, wanting you to succeed, wanting you to keep going no matter how hard life gets. They want to see you succeed. And to do that, you have to stay motivated. And as long as you do that, everything else will fall into place. My name has been BlueBolt, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.